Hey guys, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. John Megacycle here, another episode of Factorio. Hope you're doing well, hope you're doing swell. Let's see, there's our six, so I need three making wires to two making circuit boards. So, one, two, three, fairly straightforward. I need fast inserters like crazy. I think we have some in the logistics, don't we? Give me 30. 30 at all times sounds awesome. Yes, we do. Excellent. Okay, and this will produce our six wires every 5 seconds, every half a second. That's what I should say. Every half a game tick. And now the way I want to do this is I want two of the assembly machines to feed into these. So it'll be like this and this, and this and this. You see it? So we have 2 to 1. So that way it'll even itself out. Not that big of a deal there. Now the only thing that's going to make this a little silly is iron. Because these things need iron or copper plates, or what do they need? They need iron plates. Okay. So what we could do is we could pull this line, or we could split it even. Let's do that. I have a splitter right here. There's that. That should perform at a pretty solid tick. And then we'll actually be able to store this, or get out of there. Be free! Be free, little droidy, be free! We'll do something like, this. A little weird, I'll give you that. Nope, I want that back one more. Let's do something like this, and this, and then a passive provider right there, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Again, a little weird, I get it, but this is how I want to do it. And long arm right there. And of course, iron, because I forgot to hook this back up. Can I get some lights in here? Gosh, it's like I'm playing in a basement. Which is kinda whatever. There we go. Now this is timing optimized. Oh, whoops. Hang on. There we go. Now it's optimized. 1, 2. That one goes away. So yeah. Okay. So 0.5 of a second. 0.5 of a second. This is producing 6. Hello. This is producing 6 wires. This is requiring a copper cable. That's requiring 6 copper cable. There we go. Very cool. Inserter sack size, that is the maximum. So now we should be able to pick up 5 items every time the inserter goes in, pulls, and puts, or whatever, as long as it's coming from a container to a container. That makes me feel really good. That's really going to help out our trains, and we could do a little bit more optimizing with the time. Let's see, what's next? How about a laser turret upgrade? These guys have been really shouldering it for us for a while. Damage, let's do damage. So now that this is the case, what we can do is we can come over here and have a provider chest or requester chest and just say, hey, why don't you take all these, go for it. And the reason why I might want to do that is we need the wires for a lot of other things. We don't need it for that. We need it for the circuits though, right? Yeah. And I don't think we need it for anything else. So really it's just been for the circuits. But look at, see, look at, we're still not making ends meet with that. That's still pretty amazing. These things are just running full freaking tilt, y'all. Let's see here. I want to add those circuits to the chain, or should I just work on pulling up the chain still? What do these require? These require one circuit. They take half a second to make. So we're producing 2 circuits right now per, no, we're producing 1 per second, 2 per every half second. No, 2 per, hang on, I just lost my brain. We're producing 2 per half second, we're producing 4 per second. Gosh, I can math. Watch me, kids, I can totally math. We're producing 4 per second. So we could have 2 of these and we'd still be producing extra. We'd be producing, no we wouldn't. It'd be the exact same. Anyway, I'm losing my mind. Yep, that's going really sweet. The only bottleneck it seems we have are the actual inserters. But that's good. I'm going to leave that as is. So in case there's any projects that require those, we can have that. Either way, I do want to add it to the system here. So let's get a requester chest. I might just be doing way too much work with these drones or whatever. Like I might be making this very unnecessary. But they're just so much fun to work with. Now how do I want to do this? I don't want it too late in the line that it doesn't matter. But I don't want to have it so early in the line that we're not even producing anything here. And these guys aren't getting any attention. Maybe I could just do something like this. Why not? Let's just say I want 10 circuits. That's going to be fine. That's going to at least add something to the equation, though not a ton of it. Oh, alright. Pull up one thing to make it look a little bit better. There. They're both going crazy. That's adding nicely. We just wanted to supplement. So if we have the 10 in here, I'm just going to take that back. When we have the 10 in here, it's not going to fully saturate the line. But it's just going to have those 10. So we're going to have 2 or 3 bots just going a little bit crazy, running stuff back and forth. Anyway, that takes care of that bottleneck, which hopefully takes care of a lot of other bottlenecks. Steel. Holy cripes. Stealing on the steel. I would like 1, 2, 1, 2. Are we out still? Yeah, we are out. I'm going to limit our accumulator and our solar production for right now. Hello? Hello? This is awkward. Whee! Goodbye, my friends. It's been a wonderful time seeing you again. Just going off into the sunset on a conveyor belt. Okay, that took a lot of steel. Removing that from the chain, we have how many? How many hundreds of solar panels do we have right now? Quite the beat, I'm sure. 373, 400 and something accumulators. I don't need that many accumulators. Maybe ever or at all, or I don't know. But we will be gutting chunks of land and solar farming the crap. Nope, that just needs iron. Still, that's fine. I do want to also work on a blueprint for substations, but they require advanced circuits, so we're not that far yet, and steel. I have a better layout in mind when it comes to the substation that's going to help out quite nicely. Yoink. If we got the copper, let's get it stored up. Ding. Okay. Oh, that's right. I have a requirement to have 100 copper on me at all times, I think. There we go. Keep that process going, considering we're backed up on copper like crazy. So there's no point in us having a bunch of it sitting around. Or at least at the end of the line not doing anything. Let's see. Do I have a requester chest for... Hey, there we go. Laser damage level 4. Let's get shooting speed level 4. I don't really have a requester chest for these simple inserters, do I? Excuse me, no I don't. Well, anyway, get out of my inventory. And you get out. And that's good. It's amazing how much we're pushing through this network here. Iron reserves are looking pretty okay. pretty okay. That's the best language I have. How are we doing on pulling stuff from the train? Much quicker. So let's say, oh, I have you at 55. Let's turn you back to 45 because I know that's what I have the other one at. Hello? Come on. Help me out here. There we go. And 45. There we go. Thank you. Squeeze through. Yay, I didn't die. Look at that. Alright. I just ran back in front of it anyway. As it departs, finishing... Oh, crap. I made the wrong chips. I need these guys. Efficiency modules. So I don't know if we ever went through this, but the net gain of us doing each of these chips like this is for an extra 20% power, we're producing 20% more crafting speed. Might sound like a bad shake. Might sound absolutely even if we just built more and just left these the way they are. Let's see. I almost wonder if that would be the case. If instead of boosting it both by 20%, if we just went ahead and just added way more. But maybe that's the idea. You're saving a lot of space regardless of how the math pans out. And right now electricity is a bit of a scarce resource. Yeah, for real. So the accumulators we're producing and they're taking power? I don't get how that works at all. Anyway, I think it's time that we start... Let's see, do I have all the laser turrets? I think I've got a bin over here somewhere. No, I gutted all that. I guess I need way more laser turrets for my next plan. I want to start truly working on a solar farm. Oh gosh, what do I want to do? We have solar farms, but I want a much larger solar farm outside of the base. That's one thing I want. I want another base. The second thing is I want my power armor, so I can get construction robots. That's another thing I could really use. And, maybe I'm a little flustered. There's just so much I want to do. What do we need for processing units? Sulfuric acid and all that. So, right. Let's get another production phase here with advanced circuits. So that's loading that in. Happy with that. Not happy with our iron throughput again. It's so strange. We're adding more, we're producing more, we're taking in more, yet still to the point we're not getting enough through the system. Yeah, let's take the train. Maybe I've got to add some more mines. Maybe we got to do some work down there. Yeah, I'll just take the train. The car is still kind of a dangerous endeavor, to be honest, because I still get killed by the darn train. So, that being said, still want to be careful about it. Whee! I wonder if they'll put in a horn for that. That would be fun. And hopefully if the timing is the same, that train should be leaving the station pretty soonish. There we go. Now don't jump out of a moving train. Lesson learned. You get murdered. You get murdered bad. And of course, since the train just arrived and just left, more specifically, we don't have a whole lot of stock. So that's kind of an issue too. We're using them, but we're not using them to full advantage. But considering we have 100% load time, meaning every second that they actually, holy crap, skis. Let's patch this up a little, shall we? Where's my turrets? Here we go. And walls? I have no walls, really? Let's frickin' make some. I'm gonna need another iron basin really soon, I think. And this copper is nearly tapped, which is good because I can actually start reclaiming some of these turrets. But the thing is, our rate of consumption is at a point where our supply is kind of cutting it. We have it, but our throughput still isn't that great either. Take, and take, and take, clean. And let's just minimize this base a bunch. I don't want to leave any resources behind if I don't have to. And we're already here, so we might as well get it, right? I'm glad we put the train station here. This can just be one junction. This doesn't have to be the end of the line. We just have to add another line, and we can easily pull whatever we want from wherever we want. But there's that. I'm going to go ahead and light this up a bunch. Good. Good coverage there. Now, the iron I see... Is it a ton? I can't tell the trees. No, not really, but it is worth it. So I want to get this ironed out. I want to get this iron defended. I want to get it started with production, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go back and we're going to start working on gimme, and 1, 2, 3. Let's just get those queued up. What I do want to work on after this is getting the circuits hammered out. Same thing as the greens. We're just going to either have some input chests or whatever, but I want to set that up. I want to make sure red chips are done with, because then I want to work on blue chips. Those are some simple things we can get started. A couple of automation factories, no big deal there. I just want to get this started. I don't need the whole thing cleared out. And let's see here. I have some big poles. Yes, I do. There we are. Very nice. And we're going to load this up with the turrets, as one might expect. Just enough to get us a good start. It's all I'm really looking excuse me, it's all I'm really looking for at the moment. So this at least add to it. I'm not going to get some nasty surprise of, oh god, I'm out of iron completely. Even though this is a bit of a laborious task even to set this up, even with the Roboport later on, it's still going to be a bit of a hassle that you've got to come and move and remove all of your devices to get them working the way you want them to. Especially considering resources do become exhausted, as one might expect. Hey, laser shooting range, or speed, or whatever. Awesome. So let's see. That's good. I did want to bump those things up, considering the enemies are starting to hit back a little harder. What is next? Power Armor 2 is what I want. I need this. Speed Module level 3. Expensive, but that's next in the chain. And just, I could feed that like that. No. I don't think I like that. Let's do this. And then I like that even less, actually. Oh no, it balances out. Okay. Under attack, can I actually see it? Yeah, no big deal. The extra turrets really helped. Walk in front of the train. Pain train. The other neat thing is I can dump, now that we have it all resource agnostic out there, I can dump whatever I want into the system, and it'll just put itself away. So lumber, it's actually going to tidy itself up real nicely. Let's see here. I wonder if I need more loaders, or more inserters. What if we did something like this? Ugly, but it works. I thought I had a few more seconds on that train. I guess I didn't. There we go. There's the 5:15. Going back to Janesville. Stopping down the bus. Half past wherever's. Down to Plinkerton. Have ourselves a good time down Newfoundland. coming down the place where the valley meets the street. I don't know. I would be a really silly train conductor. That's Factorio. Okay. Out, 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 and you are trash. Yes, you were trash, trash. Oh, actually, you know what we can do? Again, give me this. Think. No reason why I should have it in my junk inventory if the robots are just going to have to move it out of what I've got anyhow. It's just amazing how much stuff we're pulling back now. What, 700 in that one total? Yeah, that works out really nice. 700 in that one, a lot in that one as well. Yeah, we're looking pretty good. As the distance gets longer and longer as we evolve our train system, it's going to make more sense why we added extra trains. So right now, maybe doesn't make the best sense or a ton of sense or whatever, but it works out pretty nice. And we have more than enough solid fuel. Happy with that. Hey, look at that. We now have steel. We just had to give it a second to catch up, I suppose. But we have steel. How much are we sitting on? 303. Awesome. Cue victory music. Da 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 da. All right. The problem with this system is we now have enough resources, but we're not producing enough. So let's get at least one or two more assembly machines here. Let's extend this out a little bit. And this, thank you, thank you. And a long arm, thank you. How many fasts do I even have in the system? 47? It's actually pretty good. And we have 118 in that of the smart inserters. That's awesome too. And it is that. Now these take how long to produce? 8 seconds. Ugh. From 0.5 to 8. My goodness. Alright, why am I chopping down trees? Seriously, why am I doing it? Can anyone answer me? Why am I doing that? That's insanity at this point. We are going to make 2 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's at least make 1 more. That'll put us at a nice 6. This and this. And a long arm. Excellent. Yep, so we now know, or at least taking a little bit of a more closer look at it, it's not a problem of the inserters. So that's one bottleneck that we could have had, like we've had with other systems. Right now the bottleneck has just been production. It just takes a while to produce the product. But hopefully that's going to give us a much better edge now that we added a few more factories to it. I don't think I really want to pull this out of the system. I think it works fine. What I think I will want to do is I will want to set up another one though. Actually, you know what? Take that out and just feed that right in. That'll work, right? I don't think it matters what side it's on. So perfect. Oh, copper. What happened to copper? Oh, it's probably because I spliced it up here. Oh, actually, you know what? Now that we're using it so much more, I'm actually going to pull this. Nope. There we go. No, I don't want it. You don't understand. I'm trying to empty containers. Freaking joiks. Okay, that's fine by me. This goes into trash, wherever the crap the trash is. There, it looks like. I need a bunch of speed modules. That's the next thing I'm missing right now. To get the copper a little bit more, because now, you see, with the splitting of the line and what we're doing, we're stockpiling some of these things. But the problem with that is, it's pulling it from the main line. So realistically, we're taking from one thing to feed it somewhere else. It doesn't really help our long-term process. But now, with this little setup, there's all the green circuits I'll ever need. This will fill up, and when it does, That's all there is to it. We're just going to leave it as is. I'm not going to change it. We're not going to modify it. Nothing. And my OCD is absolutely killing me on that. Can you? Thanks. And can you? Nope, it was the other way around. It doesn't actually switch when you click it. There we go. There's the money. Okay, green and blue, left and right. Much better. Power, poor. Okay. New priority. Let's see. I don't have a bunch of red circuits, do I? I don't. We're out of power, which means our turrets probably getting a little nibbled on. We're going to go down to load up, and we're going to build another solar infrastructure down there. I'm going to take this. I would like, I don't know, 200? How about all of them? Whatever. I want 300 of these things. There we go. And I need, let's say, what? 200 of these things? In almost no time at all, we're going to get our inventory filled up nice. Also, walls. That's something I want a bunch of. Where are we at? I know they're not in wall form, they're in brick form. So, where are the bricks? 500 if you please. This is just, I'm just too, I couldn't be bothered to open up the chest and do it myself. And don't forget, since we are crafting, it takes everything out of inventory and puts it in this little interdimensional whatever majig. So I can just keep crafting walls until we got walls. All the walls we can wall. Okay, that's enough of that, thank you. That's enough of those, thank you. I have 150, I've got a lot of everything. I also need a bunch of this. And I also would like a roboport. Maybe just one I can borrow real quick. Is this one in use, really? Not really. Yoink. Oh, there was a bunch of the construction bots. 2 logistics bots can go away. We'll take the train down. What we're going to do is we're going to throw down the roboport. We're going to put a storage chest next to it. We're going to load it full of all the goody goodies. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our blueprint and we're just going to go to town. We really need to add more power infrastructure, and I think having a nice mini base is going to help because I don't want to crowd this up too much with solars. We've already eaten up, what? I don't know, what is that? 15%? 10%? A bunch of our base are these just massive, massive solar arrays, which are great. But the problem is it's really going to limit room later on when I want to build more infrastructure, or when I don't want to build infrastructure and I want to build something fun. You know what? I could really just extend the base. That would be easier. That's okay. I really like having little mini outposts and such. So here's how this is going to work. Get out of the train. Roboport can go... let's just say right there. And storage, and I'm going to fill this and this and this, and there's our blueprint. Now we have all the materials we need on site to get this going on. Also, yoink and yoink. Oh, you know what? It'd be really cool if I put construction robots in the thing. There we go. We don't need this many, clearly, for this little outpost. I'll come and remove some later. But right now... Perfect, look at that. Just slap down the arrays wherever you want. It works out awesome. This isn't, again, a power cure, but it's going to help us start to stave off our power dependencies. Or at least our coal dependency, I should say. There's that, and what we can do is we can just come over here and just throw down a few more. Why not? Ding. Oh, you know what? Out of range. Okay. Well, I'm going to take the RoboPort and just move it because I couldn't be bothered. I'm just too lazy to build it myself. Thank you. And RoboPort, I don't really care. It doesn't matter. We're plenty within range, so how about right there? And the robots, of course. There we go. What is it complaining about? What is it missing? Oh, it looks like it's asking for repair modules. Ding ding, ding. There we go. Let's beef up this grid, shall we? And something like this. Why not? Yep, it doesn't cover up any of the coal. Looks a little weird, but that's okay. Good. Now, all we have to do is fortify this up a little bit, add it to the main structure, the main grid, which I believe it is already. But then we should be good to go. A really quick addition, not too bad. We can just set up whole bases like this. The blueprints are very versatile like that. Speed module 3, which means we need efficiency module 3 and then power armor. Are we getting attacked? We don't have any power, do we? No, we don't. Get out of here. Demo that, please. And then I'll build the walls because I don't have a good wall blueprint yet. And I want all this coal sealed in. How much farther do I have to go? That's about it. Very good. Repair kits. Yeah, I gotcha. Don't worry about it. Don't you sweat. Okay, I just want to finish up this outpost a little bit, just get some defenses online, and then we'll call this an episode right here in a second. My mind is already working on things. I don't want to interrupt it, or I'll completely forget what I was doing, even though the game will reload right here. And I'll be like, oh, what was I doing? Oh yeah, walls, duh, of course. Why wouldn't I be doing that? There we go. And some more defenses here. I want to make sure they are clumped up like that. That's going to give us the best chance of survival defensively anyhow, as if we have all of our forces attacking at the same time. Just patch this in right to the mainframe. Ba-ding-a-ding. Cool. That is now patched in. It is not patched in. Okay. So as I was trying to clear out and move around stuff, I don't have that actually touching anything or part of the system. So remove that. Just perfect right there. This blueprint, I can throw down 2 more easily. So let's do that. I don't want to break my thought pattern. So you're going to have to stick around for another second and enjoy my entertainment. And that. And construction bots. Construction bots, go! Cool. Now that's all patched in. Added a much larger resource network in terms of power. That makes me feel good about that as well. So I think we're going to spend maybe another bit just hammering this out, defending this, pull this wall out, really make this a nice base. Another RoboPort or 2 is what's going to be required to make this a little more defensible. But aside from that, I'm going to call this an episode. Thanks for joining me, guys. John Megacycle out. I will see you next time.